Alright, so next is to glue these triangular pockets down. Make sure again that they're relatively even on both sides. Some people leave a border, some people put it right to the edge. I'm going to try and put it sort of to line up with this pocket if I can. So, time to glue that down. Okay, so these are long, so I don't like that little tip there. Okay, so that means the bottom one is going to go up after the side one. There's the bottom one. Okay, and try and get this sort of, maybe with a little border. It's a smaller pocket, and you can definitely make yours larger. Mine just sort of turned out that way. It's probably better to have it a bit bigger over to the edge. But I think this will be okay. Let me just see. I think it'll still hold things. Okay, I'll just let that sit for a second. It's pretty straight, a little bit off, but pretty straight. I think the shadows are also making things look a little different. Okay, make sure I've got the side and the bottom. Oh, sorry, wrong side. Gotta make it, put the glue on the right side. I'm gonna try and just wipe some of this off here. That's an easy mistake to put the glue on the wrong side. There we go. It needs to be on the back so we can glue it. Okay, so kind of make it like the other one with a bit of space. Bit of space around the edges. Okay, let me just press those down a bit more. Okay, and next, all we have to do now is put some of the patterned paper on. Put some of the patterned paper on. Okay, so the last little decoration. Got birds on one side, but see, it's almost way too busy with all those patterns. But there's one on this side, so glue those down. I'm not going to do the extra design in this one, but I just cut out some of the little mandalas and stuck them on. And I could have stuck them on as a design, like glued the whole thing down, but I just left the side open in case somebody wanted to put something in it, like a little bookmark. So that's going on there, pretty much in the middle. And the other side here, that's pretty. I think it looks like they did watercolor and put some salt in it to get that weird effect in the colors. Okay, so let's go this way. Put the dark blue at the bottom. Okay, sometimes darker colors look better at the bottom. They're sort of heavier. But, do it however you wish. Okay, then we just need to cover up the triangle corners, triangle pockets. With lots of glue, trying to get the glue right to the edge, right to the little corner. And you can see most of that line is not going to be very visible once we get the pattern on there. That's better. Oops, let me show you better there. So there, oop, a little sticky still. When that's dry, when everything's dry, I'll go over it with the glue eraser and just take the little bits of dried glue off. It's not too hard. And the last one here. And then to cover it over, just put the paper exactly where you want it. So you choose the color you want. I guess that one's okay. Put it where you think it'll be. That's about, what is that, about 1/8 of an inch or so. And then I'm just going to make another mark like I did before. Just kind of where it looks like I would have to cut roughly to get a decent sized triangle. So I'll just go onto my trimmer and do that. Okay, so I've cut it out, and it's small, but that's how it is. That's how the pocket is. Could be a little bigger, but I think I'll leave it like that. And a lot of times I just have to do things by eye. If you like, you can measure them. I'm not the greatest at measuring. I just seem to get the numbers mixed up. So most of the time I try to do it by eye when I can. Okay, so the long edge at the bottom there, and I'm trying to get it more or less in the middle. Okay, so there's the pockets done, and the outside done, or the flaps, and then the very outside of the folio. And then the last thing to do is the little cards that go inside. So we'll just get those ready. Okay, so these are the photo mounts. Or, journaling cards, or whatever you want to call them. I just trimmed mine down a little bit because the size was just a little bit off. Again, it's up to you. You can do whatever you like with them. You can use the measurements in the PDF. If you don't find, for whatever reason, that you particularly like those measurements, you can trim it down. Just trim it. Always try to trim it in very small pieces because it's like hair, you can't put it back. So just try to do it in small pieces until it's the size that you like. And this is just going to be like that with a very small border around the edge. Okay. I'm just looking for the better side. I think that this is the back. You can see the major ridge there again. That's just from the machine, or from the trimmer tool. And I have heard that the guillotine type cutters don't do that. So that's something to keep in mind. They are somewhat more dangerous though, because just like a guillotine, they just come right down and they can cut through a lot of paper and other things as well. So, okay, so try to push it over a little bit. Okay, do the second one. In the other folio, I added some little decorations on from this matching paper. In this case, I'll just make it to show you how to do this, and you can decorate it any way you like. You can even put, lines on here for writing, or you can put photos on. Okay. You could do a light color, like not white, but maybe a light, light vanilla, or a light blue, whatever you like. So I did get a bit of glue there, but that's okay. I can always rub it off with the eraser later when it's dry. And you can see there's a few little fibers that sometimes these just come from the paper. I might need a new blade, or it could also be the paper. And I just carefully often run my fingers along. If it won't come off, you can also trim them. Some people use a little bit of sandpaper even. Okay, and one more. I think I'm going to use this as the good side, and this one as the back. Okay. Oh, you know what? I did it the usual way that you're not supposed to, and because I did that, there's glue outside my white paper. So that's something to keep in mind. I try to usually put the glue on the smaller of the pieces, because now what I've done is I've got extra glue that I have to take off later. Not a big deal, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, so we've got the main pieces ready to go here. So you've got your folio, you've got your little sort of bookmark type pieces. There and there, and just for fun, I thought I'd just show you quickly how I did the mandala. It just happened to be in the corner, and I thought, like, what if it could just go there? I could have just decorated with that in the first place. That's one idea. But let's just quickly make a little pocket here using the bigger scissors. What I did last time was I just sort of cut around. A little bit off, but sometimes you can actually get a little tool that'll help you do curves really well. You could also use, if you had a big shot type thing or Sizzix machine, you could do an oval, circle, whatever. Yeah, just say it like that. So, that's actually a bit tall. It's a bit tall. Let's bring it down a bit here. I'll have to trim off another 1/2 inch at the bottom. I'll just go and do that. There we go, that's better. And what I did, I mean, you could just glue the whole thing down as a decoration. You could, you know, make whatever decorations you want there. I just thought, you know, it's not too bad. You could stay like this too, because these are pretty. But if you want the little pocket, hold just one second. If you want the little pocket, it's just a thin pocket. It's not going to hold very much at all. It's not strong because it's just one piece, and it's not going to have the folded in pieces. But this is the sort of the opening. So if we just do a little bit along the bottom and that inside part, stick that down right in the corner. That gives a little bit of a finished look. We could also sponge the edges of some of these. Sometimes it gives it sort of a vintage look. But I think for this one we'll just leave it. And you can see this one too. The border is a bit wider, so I might even trim that down a bit more. But generally speaking, it's ready to go. Let's see if that'll get in there. That's done, and that is your complete basic folio. And it'll hold quite a lot. Pockets are quite big. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.